Good morning, it's Friday the 4th of October. Thanks for joining us. Our top story, it has been another glorious night for British athletics as Katarina Johnson-Thompson won the heptathlon gold at the World Championships.
She set a new British record at Doha last night, breaking Jessica Ennis-Hill's score from the London Olympics. Her victory came 24 hours after Dina Asher-Smith won. It was a terrific night. We will be speaking to the newly crowned world champion shortly after 8 o'clock this morning. It's coming up later.
Other news to bring you. Boris Johnson's chief Europe advisor is going to hold another round of talks in Brussels today as the government tries to break the Brexit deadlock.
David Frost's visit comes as the EU's chief negotiator said he still had plenty of questions about the UK. Groups are being urged to come forward for a flu vaccination this year, and what the NHS says is its biggest ever.
Raising serious concerns about plans by Facebook to encrypt all messages sent on its services.
Ben's got more on this story for us now. Tell us.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, this, because it's about trying to find a balance between... You just can't get hold of it.
Ben, thank you.
10 minutes past 6. A couple whose dream wedding in Las Vegas was nearly ruined by the collapse of Thomas Cook have now tied the knot with Sir Rod Stewart joining the festivities.
Who else would you want at your wedding? So Sharon and Andrew Aitchison joined us on the breakfast sofa when the travel company was on the verge of going bust. Ben has been following a lot of this. They eventually made it to Vegas on time. We're talking to them, aren't we?
Yeah.
Later
talk
today.
To them, from Las Vegas. I think they've had a good time.
Coming down from the highs of that brilliant wedding day. How are you, John?
Someone else will be coming down from the high. If he ever can, I mean, after winning World Championship gold. And it's taken a long time for her to get there. There's been some real lows along the way before getting to that high.
Because she lost out, didn't she, to Jessica Ennis-Hill? And we had Jess on yesterday in which she was saying, yeah, just keep an eye on her. She's...
And, of course, those lows as well that preceded it.
Yeah, very good. You're going to have a look through some of the back pages for us as well. In just a moment, Boris Johnson set out his latest Brexit plans. All eyes, of course, on Dublin to see how the Irish government will respond.
Now, our Ireland correspondent Chris Page is there, taking a look at attitudes towards Brexit. Thanks very much for explaining all of that to us.
Time now to get the news, travel and the weather where you are.
Hello, you're watching Breakfast. You're with Charlie State and Naga Munchetty.
Time now is 6:31. We'll bring you all the latest news. Has joined the United States and Australia in raising serious concerns about plans by Facebook to encrypt all messages. Breakthrough in the case of a woman murdered 23 years ago. Melanie
Chief Europe advisor will hold another round of talks in Brussels today as the government tries to break the Brexit deadline.
This are currently in favour of a second referendum, but are now proposing to campaign to cancel Brexit if there's a general. Half for your audio problems there. You coped fantastically. Thank you very much.
In the Swansea Grand Theatre, it's the grandest backdrop we've had,
isn't it,
for a politician in ages. Lovely. 14 minutes to 7. Loyalty doesn't pay. The financial regulator is expected to say that to customers who stay with
Thompson, and we're going to meet a man who's followed her career very closely from the start, former teacher. It's good every time you say it, doesn't it?
Just makes me smile.
Shortly after 8 o'clock this morning, speaking to us from Doha after, I hope, many, many celebrations.
Oh, let's hope so. It is 5 minutes past 7. Other news to bring you. Boris Johnson's chief Europe advisor is going to hold another round of talks in Brussels today. The government is trying to break the Brexit deadlock.
David Frost's visit comes as the EU's chief negotiator said
he did manage to tie the knot in Vegas and had a surprise guest.
Sharon and Andrew Aitchison joined us on Breakfast Sofa. You might remember when the travel company was on the verge of going bust. Things were looking grim. The wedding was not happening. They had some real problems. They did make it to Vegas.
A song next to him.
I'm going to forget it in a hurry.
No.
So, 12 minutes past 7. Let's bring you up to date with...
It is 7:15. This year, a record number of people in the UK are going to be offered the flu vaccine. Very much. See you later.
Time now is 7:23. Children with special educational needs and disabilities are increasingly being failed by the system designed to support them. That is the damning verdict of the local government ombudsman in England.
It says it's receiving and upholding more complaints than ever.
Worth saying, I know we've done a lot on these issues on BBC Breakfast. If you have personal experience, if it's something you've been through, friends, family, whatever, do let us know because we're always interested in hearing your stories. If we put up on screen now the contact details for you, you can email Breakfast, share your thoughts with others on our Facebook page as well.
You can also tweet, of course, use the hashtag BBC Breakfast, and you can follow us for the latest from the programme. So do get in touch if you can. It's 7:27. It's time to find out what's happening where you are today. See you soon. Hello, you're watching Breakfast with Charlie States and Naga Munchetty.
Time exactly 7:30. Here's a summary of this morning's main stories from BBC News. Katarina Johnson-Thompson has won Britain's second gold at the
He
World...
was just 10 years old at school. So the writing was on the wall then, wasn't it?
I tell you what, it must be such a lovely feeling, and you could tell from his involved in someone like that and those formative years,
Yeah.
and see how it pans out.
He was
Yeah.
a form tutor, wasn't he, for 3 years?
Yeah.
It's just immensely proud of
Because even
her.
then you must be thinking, oh, she'll go on to achieve great things. And, you know, I suppose it's been difficult, hasn't it?
We're going to be talking just after 8 o'clock, so
Yeah.
mark that one now and talk to her then.
Thanks,
That's
John.
right.
Time now, 22 minutes to 8. Matt is going to have the weather for us shortly, but first, a rather delightful story.
Yes, I don't know if you remember, 2 weeks ago, Andrew Aitchison and his fiancée, Sharon Cook, were right here on the sofa describing how their plans for a dream wedding in Las Vegas had been ruined. It was all linked in with the problems at Thomas Cook.
Come to today, though, the story has worked out well. Andrew and Sharon have tied the knot in the United States.